So let's talk manufacturing. The first thing they do is mixing and cooking. So simple items: sugar, water, corn syrup. It's all added into a kettle. The kettle is heated to 150 degrees Celsius, 20 to 30 minutes. Now that syrup is ready to be cooled. What they do is they just pour that syrup onto a table. It's called a cooling table because it's cooled to 40 to 60 degrees Celsius. They let it sit there 10 to 15 minutes, and it's still warm, it's pliable, which is what they want, right? Next is flavor addition and color addition. So flavors like peppermint oil are added, and they add it to like starch, and then they mix it and they pour it onto the table. And then they put either knead it by hand or they put it in a kneading machine, which kind of like makes it homogeneous, I guess, so to say.
Okay. What does the kneading do to the candy?
It mixes it. So when you add your syrup, color, whatever, it's hard, it's pliable, but it requires a lot of manual effort if you were to do it. At this point, it's almost like a big blob. Now you got to aerate the base. So the white portion, the reason why it's white is because it is aerated. What happens is they put it into an aerating machine. What the machine does is basically just stretches it until that mixture becomes white. And then they just compact it and make it into a log or something, and then they put it into a table, and it's ready to go into its next stage, which is what we picture as combining, right? That's when everything mixes together. So depending on what the final product is, they layer all those things together, they roll it up, they kind of compact it onto almost like a log, and then it's ready to go into its final stage, which is the thing we're used to, is the rope. What happens is they just take that log, they put it into this machine, which is essentially a bunch of rollers. And what it does is rolls this giant log into a smaller and smaller uniform thin rope. The rope then goes into this last portion, which is almost like a warmer. So I've seen some companies, they have a torch that goes back and forth and makes it warm, just to make it more pliable and more warm for its next two stages, which is the cutting. So a rotary blade goes through and that rope goes in, cuts into uniform pieces. Then it goes into almost like a mold, and a presser just presses it into a hook. It needs to be warm for this so it doesn't break, right? That's why they do that. And then once it comes out, you have your candy cane.